Aloha kako. My name is James Hustace, and I serve as your Hawaii County Council member for District 9, representing the communities of North and South Kohala. I wanted to provide you with a few new updates since our last virtual chat. As many of you know, this past weekend, particularly Saturday, was a fun-filled, festive day here in the district. My wife and I were grateful to attend the celebration down in Kauai at the Kauai Canoe Club, celebrating 30 years of Makali'i. What an amazing accomplishment, and a big congratulations go out to Nakalai Va'a and our Voyaging Society for the work that you do in our community, for your efforts in educating the next generation, as well as really speaking to food self-reliance and food resiliency here in our communities, not just for our voyaging canoes and Va'a, but for our communities where we can, better work our agricultural lands and really supply our communities here in the district and really feed our people here. From there, we were able to attend the Wili Wili Festival up in Waikoloa at the Waikoloa Dry Forest. And congratulations as well to the Waikoloa Dry Forest on your annual celebration. It was amazing to see the community come out and all the community nonprofits and agencies that really speak to preservation of some of these spaces, as well as our issues with our funding and invasive species in some of these preservation projects. So it was great to see all the community come out to these two events over the weekend and really participate and engage with community. So thank you for coming up, asking questions, and I look forward to supporting your efforts here in the community. Today, I was also honored to participate in the Kohala Senior Club meeting and provide a few updates to the community there, particularly around our roads and the priorities of the district, as well as the work that the county is doing, all that's happening at the administrative level, and then their interface with the council. And then last week, Thursday, I was grateful to attend the Waimea Community Association town meeting, their monthly town meeting, and Nakalai Va'a was the main speaker that night to kind of preempt and talk about Saturday's celebration of Makali'i. But myself, as well as my colleague, Councilmember Kimball, provided just a quick updates on what's happening at the council level. And from that, I shared one of the meetings I was with and a part of last week with partners at Queens Healthcare Systems and some of the work that they're planning on doing in the years to come and the timeline that they have to provide more healthcare, not just here in North Hawaii, but also their plans moving forward with their regional system and their regional center that they're proposing in the Kona area. So some of that's going to be coming before the council later this year and years to come. So there's definitely some work to do and a partnership to have with the infrastructure issues and the work that we have to do with the Queens Healthcare Systems, particularly around our wastewater and those sort of things there. But it is amazing to see that Queens Health Systems is also thinking about housing as a part of this regional center and really trying to offset some of those costs when you're trying to encourage physicians and doctors to come, nurses to come here, live on the island, and really participate in some of our lacking healthcare systems on the west side of the island. So really great to see that moving forward, and really excited to be a part of that process and engage in those efforts there as it comes before council. And then also just a heads up, I've been working on some legislation here at the council. One of them is related to the dedicated ag program, looking at the short-term dedicated ag program. Right now it's a 3-year program at the short term, and the long term is a 10-year, which is recorded with the Bureau of Conveyance. But really reviewing the 3-year program and the short-term dedicated ag and looking to bump that up to a 5-year program instead. So looking forward to engaging with the community and talking more about that. But it is coming before council again as we talk about it at committee next week, and then really kind of continue on those conversations. And then related to that, I've been working alongside and looking to collaborate with Councilmember Heather Kimball on something related to the dedicated ag programs as people phase out and are no longer willing, wanting to work the agricultural production on their property, but still want to remain in their home on the property, looking at how we can reduce that impact when you're no longer in those dedicated ag programs and that property tax reduction there. And then related to property tax, also interested in working with and collaborating with our chair, Councilmember Holeki Inaba, looking at other parts of real property tax for different sectors of our economy here in our communities. So more to come on that, but looking forward to engaging on that. And then a little bit looking at one thing that I'm really excited about this week that I jumped on at one of our past council meetings was the Housing Ad Hoc Committee. So looking forward to engaging with a couple of my other colleagues, chaired by, that committee will be led by Councilmember Ashley Kirkowitz. So really looking forward to engaging with that group and that ad hoc committee to talk about housing, talk about Chapter 11, and what more we can do to really push on affordability for our communities here. So more to come on that as well, and I look forward to engaging with my fellow council members on that. So those are some big things kind of coming down at the council level, and then things that I'm really excited about. Beyond that, we've had some lengthy council meetings as we've gone through the confirmation of mayoral appointees. So we've gone through most of those. We have one more appointee with the Office of Sustainability, Climate Change Equity, and Resilience. And so that's coming up council next week for the final part of that confirmation process. So, look forward to you engaging in this and asking questions along the way and seeing, where we are and what the council's working on. From there, I wanted to just provide a couple updates here in the district and some upcoming events. And first, I'll just start off with on some of the road paving efforts. I think residents here in Waimea have seen, signs out by the main intersection at Lindsay Road and Mamalahoa Highway. So mile marker 0 there, all the way out to mile marker 1. We'll be seeing some road paving there coming forward. The signs are not accurately reflecting the work that's coming up, but there's one sign on Kohala that shows the accurate date of February 25th. So it's been delayed a little bit. There's been some supply issues, but when the contractor is hoping to get out there a little bit later this month and begin that work in repaving and resurfacing that effort there. Other than that, there's still some road work going on out towards the Daniel Kainoe Highway and that intersection there with the upper road, Mamalahoa Highway. So that's between mile markers 12 and 16. So there's some ongoing paving work there. So expect some delays as work is carried out there. Other than that, on another state roadway up Kohala Mountain Road, there's some vegetation cutting. So be mindful of that when the roads do close for that sort of work there. And then in terms of some of the county roads, we have some shoulder maintenance and ongoing road work up along Oconee Highway, up about Halaula area. There's some ongoing road work up there. And then also down along Puako Beach Road, there's some shoulder maintenance and some other road work going on there. So do expect some impacts to the community in those areas. And then other than that, some of the big road work along Waikolo Road, that's pretty much wrapped up. They're just kind of going through that inspection phase right now with the county. Then kind of looking ahead at some other community events, as you probably know, and if you receive the newsletters from our community policing officers, there are some opportunities to engage with our community policing officers and our police force here in the district. Here in North Kohala, there is an upcoming, actually tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. There's an opportunity to talk story and chat with our community policing officers and our police department up at the Kohala Coffee Mill. And then a little bit later this month, there'll be one in South Kohala, and I'll share more information about that later on. Also this week, tomorrow evening, the South Kohala Traffic Safety Committee will be holding their monthly meeting, and that's going to be beginning at 5 p.m. at Kuhio here in Waimea. And then on Wednesday, we have the North Kohala Advisory Group, North Kohala Affordable Housing meeting. Their advisory group actually meets on the first Tuesday of the month. So this is one of their subcommittees, the Affordable Housing Group. And they meet, they'll be meeting this Wednesday at Pomaikai Cafe up in Kapa'au. Their meetings start at 9 in the morning. And then on Wednesday, we also are going to be having a community meeting with the wildfire safety advocates in Waikoloa. Their meeting kicks off at 5:30 at night. There's also some Zoom information, and I'll be making sure to post that up. But their meetings are held at the Waikolo Village Community Room, starting at 5:30 in the evening. And more information about that group can be found at wildfirewaikoloa.org. And then a little bit later in the week, on Friday, particularly this relates to the Waikoloa community, there are going to be some Hawaiian Electrics doing some line inspections of some overhead lines. So please expect some low-flying aircraft, particularly these are helicopters that are going to be flying over Waikoloa Village and looking at some lines, overhead lines throughout the area. That's going to be happening between 10 a.m. and 12 noon. And if you have questions about that work, I encourage you to call 808-969-6666. So you can always ask questions about that, but just something to look out for if you hear some helicopters flying low in the Waikoloa community. But they're just inspecting some of their overhead lines at this time. And then also on Friday in the afternoon, starting at 4 o'clock in Waimea at the Kuapurdi statue, Hawaii Island Fentanyl Task Force will be doing some road sign waving about their efforts and encouraging people to have a box of Narcan and really participate in their ongoing processes to have those resources in our community and save a life in our community. And then looking ahead just a little bit on Saturday, the Waikolo community, really led by the CERT team and the Firewise Committee, and really spearheaded by the County Civil Defense. They're holding their annual Hulu Holo Holo event. So this is an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the Hulu Emergency Egress Road there in Waikolo Village. So it'll be this Saturday. The event goes from 9 to 11 a.m. There'll be an opportunity to speak with community members that are helping to push ahead on this egress road and maintain this egress road, as well as civil defense partners, as we all familiarize ourselves with this space during those evacuation events. And this is just an opportunity to use the space and really understand what it takes to get out of the village and that corridor there. So that will be once again Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. on Hulu Street, just at the dead end there. And it'll take you from the Hulu Street dead end all the way down to Queen Kahumanu Highway, and from there you have to take a right-hand turn at the very bottom. But it'll give yourself and your family an opportunity to witness and experience that egress road there. And then one other thing, and I'll be sure to post this up online, but if your other community events coming up, Mala'ai Garden is celebrating their 20 years. They're doing garden tours, luncheon, and then some other events related to their celebration of 20 years here in the community. And more information about that can be found on their website at mala'ai.org/events. So some good resources on there. And then next week, we're back at a committee and council days. We'll be in Kona Tuesday and Wednesday, for those full agendas. But if you are interested in providing testimony for those days on council matters, our Waimea office at Parker Square, Suite 109, as well as the old Kohala Courthouse in Kapa'au, will be places to provide remote testimony. They'll be our courtesy sites here in the district. So grateful to the staff here in the district to support the community and provide these courtesy sites so that you can provide testimony. Otherwise, you're welcome to provide testimony in a written form and send in an email to counciltestimony@hawaiicounty.gov. As always, those written testimony is due by 12 noon on the business day prior to that particular meeting. Or you can go to the council website, county clerk's website, and look at an opportunity to sign in via Zoom and provide testimony via Zoom. But like I said, grateful to my staff and the community for having these remote testimony sites, courtesy sites here in the district, whether here at the Waimea office or at the old Kohala Courthouse in Kapa'au. And it's, like I said before, your voice is important, and I value your insight on these issues that come before council and kind of help guide the conversation. And with that, I'm honored to serve as your council member. So please reach out if you have any questions. You're welcome to email me at james.hustace@hawaiicounty.gov, or you can call our Hilo office at 808-961-8564, or our Waimea office at 808-887-6077. And with that, I want to wish you good health, be well, aloha.